this is part 3, and we're going to be talking about state. State is kind of complicated, and you will get really confused along the way. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer them and help you out. So let's get into it. So before starting to learn about state, or like getting into writing state and using it, I think it's really important to talk about what state is and what it does. Because in general, state was a very confusing concept for me when I was learning React, but now it's so like crystal clear to me. So I think it's really important to definitely talk about state before getting into learning it. So state is kind of like variables. The only difference is in React we use state instead of variables for certain things because when state is changed, like you know how you have variables and you change variables a lot of times because you want variables to change. If you change a variable and that variable is currently having some impact on the page. So let's say I had a variable. I'll create a variable just to show you guys. We'll call it let true equal or let is true equal false. This is my variable, and in here we'll have it we'll have an h1 that basically logs out to the page whatever the value of is true is. We'll have a set of curly braces here, and we'll have it right um is true. Perfect. So now what's gonna happen in this situation is we'll open up the page. It's right here, and it should say true. One second. It's true. Okay, you know what? We'll make it a string instead. Well make it we'll call it random. Wait 1 second. Yeah, there we go. So now here we go. It says random on the page. If we were to have an input area right here, we're gonna talk about input areas and forms later on. But if we had an input area right here, and if we made it so whatever we put into that input area and we click a button, it eventually becomes is true. Is true, whatever is up here would not automatically change. It wouldn't. And that's because the way React works is it has a number of elements, and those elements are being re-rendered when a certain change happens. But this element would not change. So if a variable is changed in React, it does not tell the virtual DOM to re-render. But if any type of state is changed in React, the DOM is told to re-render. So we'll talk about this more when we talk about events, which is our next lesson. So state and events kind of tie together. You'll kind of learn them together. And yeah, so let's get into writing state. Let's just get rid of all this code. We don't need this. Okay. Nope, we need a return statement. Perfect. So how do we get state into React? So in functional components, there was no state for quite a long time. The React team created when the React team created React, all the focus was around class-based components, and those had state. They had a lot of stuff that functional components didn't have. They introduced something called hooks recently, and well, not recently, a couple of years ago. But hooks basically allow you to bring in these things, these I guess you can call them goodies, from class-based components into functional components. These are things that weren't in functional components before. So to bring these in, these things are called hooks. So what we do is when importing React from React, we have to add a comma and we add a named import. So a set of curly braces triggers a named import, and whatever is in here is the name, and we'll add use state. So this is to bring in the use state hook. There are many hooks. There is use effect, use reducer. There are many. We're going to talk about quite a few of them later in the video. But yeah, this is use state. And so now to declare a piece of state, you can have multiple pieces of state, by the way. To declare one piece of state, what we're going to do is very simple. Down here, before the return statement, we're going to have const, then a pair of regular brackets. And in here, first we're gonna have to type in the name we want of our first piece of state. So for this, let's just say we want a log. We want to have a sentence in our div. We'll call it sentence. Then we have a comma, and then the next piece of information we pass in into this kind of, I guess, array variable state would be how do we want to change it, and we're gonna call that set sentence. So whenever we use set sentence, it changes the value of sentence. And now we're gonna make this equal to, and this is always the same, use state. And because it's a sentence, we have to have a pair of parentheses, and then we can add our quotes. And then we'll create a sentence here like hello. Well, yeah, we'll just stick to basic. And now that we have that, um, we're gonna try to bring sentence into our app. So how we would do that is it's still Java. It's kind of treated like JavaScript still. So we would have an h1, and in this h1 we would have a pair of curly braces, and in here we would have sentence. And now what this should do is there should be an h1 on our page with the words. Yep, there we go. Hello world. Let's change this to make sure it's working. And what's going on? Yep, there we go. So that's good. And now the way this works is if I had an input field here and it would use state, no, it would use change state, and it would change the state, it would change what the value of this is, then it would automatically re-render with the new value. And I'm going to show you guys that in events because of course all those things are events. I'll talk about that in events. But this is just to get you the basic gist of what state is. So let's say I have, yeah, I sent this here. You can literally, state can be anything. It could be a number, it could be a string, it could be an array, anything. So I'm gonna pause right here. I'm gonna come back in a second. I'm gonna show you guys how to use state with arrays. Array, like how to create state that is array, because that's really useful when you're gonna be using APIs and you're gonna be using when you need to import data. There's a lot of use cases for that, so I'm gonna come back in a second and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. So I'll see you guys in a second. How to make pieces of state with arrays and objects. So this is a piece of state I made up here. It's called names. And to make an array, all we have to do is add a pair of brackets. So it's really simple. And if we want, we could add our first value to the array as well. So we'll just add like Steve, and let's add, I don't know, Nick. And now it's being rendered right here. So we can just look at this. Steve, Nick. There's no space in between. You just have that at the beginning of each. There we go. Steve, Nick. But yeah. So that's a very simple example. And let me show you guys how how objects work. So we'll keep it names and we'll make this into an object. The way we do that is we use the curly braces. And in here then we'll have, let's say, first name. And we'll have that equal to Steve. Whatever the actual value is has to be has to have a comma after, because we need to have last name. Oh, this got added here somehow. Okay, Steve, and then we have last name, and we'll set that equal to Smith. Now let's take a look. Okay, Steve Smith. Okay, actually, I was wrong. We need to have a pair of quotes around the actual value because Stephen Smith as names, they're strings. We want to have them as strings, and this should work now. What's its tell? Object's not valid. Found keys first, last name. Let's see. Oh, I know why, guys. So in objects, we have to access the object through dot notation. My mistake. So we're gonna have to have names dot first name, and we'll create another H1, just copy paste this one. And in here we'll have names dot last name, and that should work. Let's give that a try. There we go, Steve Smith. Perfect. So that is how you have arrays and objects in state. So now that we've gone over all types of state, in the next video we're going to be talking about events and changing the state. So they kind of tie together because the only way you can really change state is when an event happens. So first we're going to talk about state, first we're going to talk about events, and then we're going to talk about how we change state. So I'll see you guys in the next part. Also, if you did like the video, leave a like and comment down below what you guys want to see next, like what type of series. I'm planning on doing Tailwind CSS next, but maybe you want something else, leave it in the comments below. I will do it. And yeah, if you like my content, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Peace.